If you are quite new to aquascaping, then I have good news. This whole episode is made for you. My apologies to all others. You're not going to learn new info from here, but you might as well just stay here and enjoy the beautiful aquarium images. Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. I presume I know exactly how this hobby starts for most people. I've been there. Check this out. Do you want this? The beautiful reds, the harmony of colors, the nice wood? Or this, the clean, minimalist look, a big open space for the fish to swim above the green pastures.
I wanna say that you are the one I need.
Or maybe this, the ultimate junglescape, done by the 7-time world champion Jar Sim.
I hope that you can stay here. Yeah, you can stay the night. I hope that you can stay with me.
Or maybe you want to date this beautiful woman, or you want to hang out with this handsome guy. We all want something. We don't know how to get it, but we want it. I'm going to stay with the date analogy from the perspective of men. Obviously, I can identify with that a little bit better. So, I really like this woman. I want to take her out on dates, right? I fantasize about a romantic dinner and some things happening afterwards. And then we go to the restaurant. But I don't have enough money, so I can't take her to the fanciest restaurant in town. So we're gonna go to the one that I can afford. And then we're gonna start talking about our lives, and then she starts telling me that she really wants to hang out, she wants to visit the world, she wants to go to cool places, and I don't have the funds to take her everywhere, and I also like to stay at home, just watch movies, because I'm an introvert. And then slowly, gradually, maybe we hang out for a year or two, and it turns out that we have completely different needs. She wants something from me that I cannot provide to her. And then obviously I want something from her that she would not be able to provide to me. The same thing will happen with aquariums. We want that planted tank because we've seen what the pros do. You've seen the Green Aqua YouTube channel and you really like what I do, what we do here. And then you want to build it. But first of all, it turns out that you don't have enough funds to do it. Second of all, you don't feel the self-confidence to do it. So what do most people do? They just go to the local fish shop or visit Green Aqua, buy the first thing that they impulsively think that would be suitable for them, and take the gear home, install the fish tank, and after a week or two, perhaps a month, plants start to suffer, algae is gonna appear, you're not gonna like the scape because it doesn't resemble the scape of your dreams, and you're gonna be frustrated. So you're gonna start reading. You're gonna start watching our videos again and again, and you're gonna realize that you need a number of things to be able to sustain the beautiful underwater nature. So this video will teach you how to sustain that. First of all, I would really like to encourage you to dive deeply into this hobby. Do not be afraid of things. Do not be afraid to do a beautiful tank. I know how this sounds. I can't do it. I'm a beginner. You're a pro. I've seen beginners do beautiful tanks. I've seen beginners do CO2. No problem. Don't be afraid of this hobby. Many have done that before you. But most of all, I would really like to encourage you to think, to plan, to think. Do not do what I did first. I went to the local fish shop 10, 20 years ago. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. And I bought the first thing that I could. No, please plan your tank. Please plan your budget. Think about what you're gonna do. And I've got another analogy for you. You want a dog. You're gonna get the dog from a shelter. You're gonna buy a dog. That's not easy, right? Taking care of a dog. All of you who have a dog will understand what I'm saying. I don't have a dog, so what am I talking about? I'm just gonna have a tea. Talking stupid here. Anyways, I'm gonna see the comments, people. skip to 2 minute 30 to skip the waffle, right? We've seen that before too. I'm gonna teach you the basics of planted tanks, and it all starts with the budget. Most people are impulsive, they want results, or they don't feel they're gonna be able to have enough funds even in a year, and the budget limitations will result in you buying the wrong gear. That's mistake number one that all beginners commit. All the people who really love aquascaping will tell you one thing: go smaller. If you don't have the budget, the smaller tank you build, the less money you will have to spend on it. If you just do a 20-liter tank here, and it's a beautiful little tank, it has an internal filter, it does not cost a lot of money. The internal filter has biological filter media, we're gonna talk about that later. You can have a sexy light, you're gonna be happy with it. But we have different tutorial videos, and we have a tutorial playlist as well. I'm gonna link that in the video description, and you will see all the different subjects covered in separate videos in detail. So what do you need to build a beautiful tank? Number one, filtration. It all starts and it all ends with filtration. If your filtration is not efficient, you're gonna have a lot of problems. But why do you need to clean the water? Not because there are things floating in it and you want the crystal clear water. No, you want to clean the water because you don't want algae. You want a healthy water. And you need to clean the water from some chemicals in it. You need to clean the water biologically. For that, you will need bacteria, good bacteria, in your filter. For bacteria, you will need surface. And for the surface, you will need good quality filter media. This is why we always recommend for everybody who has the budget to buy external filters, because external filters are bigger, they will host a lot more biological filter media. All our filters are filled with 95–98% biological filter media. The filter is also very important because you need to keep all the debris in the tank floated. So if you don't have a pump that is strong enough, the debris will not be floating in the tank and the filter will not be able to take it in and filter it out, basically. And it also needs to take all the nutrients to the plants. Filtration is not only done by the filter itself, but it's also done in the soil. So this is why a good quality clay-based substrate is very, very important. No sponges in the filters, please, I implore you. Biological media. If you took one thing from this video, that should be it. Good filtration is the key. The second most important topic was covered, in fact, last week in last week's video, is the fertilizing of the plants and also CO2. And aquatic plants, just as their terrestrial cousins, are photosynthesizing. If you don't have enough carbon available to the plants, even though you have the best fertilizing regime, your plants might start to suffer. Some people are afraid of the CO2 systems. It's not dangerous, it's not complicated. Once you have it, you're gonna love it. CO2 makes the difference. Even if you just start this hobby, please consider investing in a good CO2 system. You'll also thank me later. And I'm not talking about the yeast-based CO2 systems that most do-it-yourself guys think that it would be suitable. You cannot stop that system for the night, so you will have too much CO2. You cannot adjust it properly, so I don't recommend having a yeast-based CO2 system. Group number 3, and this comes after nutrition, is lighting. If you don't have CO2 injection, if you just start your hobby, you don't want to have strong lighting, so almost any kind of aquarium light would do. If you have a beginner's tank, you don't want strong lighting. Why? Because if you have strong lighting, you have accentuated photosynthesis under the water. And if you have that, and you don't provide everything to the plants, you might get algae. This is why lighting comes after CO2. If you have CO2, you can afford, not financially, but biologically, to have a strong lighting above your tank. When you buy a light, you can look in the description of the light and you will see whether it was made for high-tech, high-light tanks, or it was made for low-tech tanks. Third group, that would be the soil. You will have to have two kinds of substrate in the tank. For the plants, you might have the clay-based substrate on top, and you might have base layer fertilizing substrate on the bottom. I don't want to get into details how much of what you need. You can see our setup videos, and I'm going to explain in our setup videos, and already did many times. The fifth group, however, would be the water. And water is more important than you would think. For example, Hungarian tap water is really hard. Plants do not really like to be in hot water. So if you can afford it, I would suggest you to buy a reverse osmosis system. These things are not as expensive as you would think, and you would have soft water with that. And actually, there are no things that you can add to the water to make it softer. Plants are very important because they will uptake nutrients, they will produce a lot of oxygen, not only for the fish, I didn't talk about fish yet, right? But for the bacteria in the filter and in the soil. Number 7 would be fish. You don't want to overstock a tank. If you have too many fish, the biological equilibrium in the tank would be tilted over. You will have imbalance in the tank, and you don't want to have imbalance in the tank because algae, the main enemy of all aquarium hobbyists, will come. And number 8 is the hardscape. And I left that to be the last because I don't think that hardscape is as important to the biology of the tank and to maintaining a beautiful tank. But in our modern hobby, hardscape and the layout itself stands at the basis of all design. It is very, 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 how many times can I say that? Important to have a good, a well-planned layout from the beginning. You're gonna be lost by seeing a beautiful tank with sexy wood, great hardscape in it. Beautiful lush plants along that hardscape. But mainly it's the structure, the valley, the hills, the desert, whatever you like. I did 2 scapes in 2 OASE STYLELINE sets. The biggest difference between these 2 scapes was the level of detail. One was well planned, the other was practically random. This is the only do-it-yourself kind of thing that I would suggest for most people to do. So do your hardscape, plan your hardscape, try to tell a story with your layout. Don't be afraid to copy a scape that you see online or something that we did. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna love it as it is. I promise you. Oh, and one more thing. When I asked Sebi what was the difference between the OASE STYLELINE sets, those 2 builds, he immediately told me one was low-tech and one was high-tech. But don't get confused about the high-tech, low-tech, and filtration or no filtration, etc. stuff. And don't get confused by all the science that many people talk about and we talk about on this channel. Aquascaping is about experience, I understand that, but it's also about planning and it's also about thinking before you jump in. I'm talking about too much psychology, right? The more I know about the needs of beginners, the more I talk to you guys in the comments, the more I realize that I'm not fighting the low-tech people, I'm not fighting the do-it-yourself people, I'm not fighting anybody here. I'm just fighting the basic human spirit of wanting things instantly, of not being patient, of not willing to spend money on something that we really want. That's it. That's what we're fighting here with. Very difficult. I really hope that you like this video. I'm sorry again for talking too much. We'll have a lot more beautiful builds on this channel very soon. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't do so yet. Hit that bell button to get notified of our future uploads. And we have a membership here, and we welcome your donations so that we can keep up with this production value. Much appreciated. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. I just died again. Did you know that we have a Discord channel? You can come talk to us and share your tanks, and there's quite a friendly discussion on that channel. It's linked in the description. And you can also come and kill me in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because I suck at that. Enough of the BS. Goodbye.